You can just make the jump over here. There we go. I don't know, maybe repeating that section somehow helped. You'll notice as you walk over there, the belt actually disappears, which is kind of weird, actually, in-game, like it's some kind of a pickup. But there you go. And that repowers your gauntlets, apparently. You don't get, like, triple the power from this, which is kind of weird. But Land of the Dead, journal entry unlocked. Did we unlock another one when we first got here, when we found, like, the ether? Oh no, it's not called ether, is it? It's called like Eata. I'm not going to be able to say that right, whatever the hell it is. Anyway, sorry. Wow, we've got quite a... The Lords of Zibala reportedly employed using... Wait. The Lords of Zibala reportedly enjoyed using mannequins to humiliate visitors before sending them into deadly trap rooms. These themed tests were supposedly to test the worth of the visitors, but were really intended to kill them outright as entertainment. See, these guys were fucked up. This game doesn't even go into the half of it. These crazy old civilizations that used to exist in the Americas, absolutely nuts, man. Really, really crazy. I was reading about the Falkland Islands as well, like the history of them before we ever found them. Do you know, not a single tree ever existed there. Trees just did not exist on the Falkland Islands. Like, there was no way for them to get there. So all the trees that are there now have all been imported from elsewhere. How crazy is that? Anyway, sorry. Layers revisited. Just like I saw in Thailand, this is another example of an old culture building over a more ancient one. This architecture the mayor built upon is the same style and age as what I found in Niflheim and also beneath Bogavati, Thailand. Perhaps the Hindu put Shiva and Kali over the ruins there to send them up, possibly to protect themselves from the lower ruins as they were infested with tiger thralls like father brought home. Wait, what? Perhaps the Hindu put Shiva and Kali over the ruins to seal them. To seal them up. Yeah, which is kind of what we saw happening here too. Ragnarok. Norse myth holds that the world will end in the epic battle of Ragnarok, which will result in the death of the gods and monsters and the destruction of civilization. Figuring prominently in this eschatological myth is Jormungandr, the Midgard serpent, which is so large that it encircles the entire world on the bottom of the ocean. During Ragnarok, the Midgard serpent rises up, causes floods, and spewing its poison into the air. Thor will use Mjolnir to kill Jormungandr, but will also die from the serpent's venom. I guess kind of ending the world, resetting everything, I suppose. Mayan thralls. What happened to the tigers in Thailand apparently happened here as well, to jaguars and the ancient Mayan warriors. Anything falling into that toxic glowing liquid dies, but continues to remain animate, with only one purpose: to kill trespassers and throw them into the pool, where they will join the guardian ranks. That's kind of interesting, actually. A bit like zombies, I suppose, in a weird way. Later civilizations probably sealed them up, not only to protect themselves from the thralls below, but to stop the curious from going down and adding to the ranks of the animated dead, protecting the artifacts. Very interesting. Etter, I think it might be just Etter. In Norse myth, Etter was an elixir that bestowed eternal life to the gods, but paradoxically, it was a poison that came from serpents, like the Midgard serpent. This is similar to the Hindu concept of Amrita, or ambrosia to the Greeks. Only the Norse came closest to the literal truth, that the substance was indeed a poison, and in fact only gave the appearance of eternal life in the animation of corpses. At some point there must have been a similar pool of this substance in Bogavati, Thailand, to create the tiger thralls, and it either decayed in the past, or my father dispersed it somehow. This is good. I really do like this. They really do think about quite a lot of stuff. It does all match up and sync together quite nicely. So if you remember in Thailand, in Bogavati, that massive room we were in, I can imagine that being full with this liquid. I like to think it was her father that got rid of it, because otherwise it's like, well, if it decayed in Thailand, why wouldn't it decay here, you know? So that's what I kind of like to think. But hey, they leave it open, which is cool. It's good to leave a few questions. Thor's belt. The myth held that only with the additional strength bestowed upon Thor by the enchanted belt Mjolnir could he wield the weapon Mjolnir. Now I see that the belt, also ornately augmented by later users, is the source of power for the gauntlets. They channel the belt's power to those large special objects too large to move unless so equipped. Each of the two gauntlets I found must have contained a small amount of residual power in them that quickly drained out without the belts to replenish them. I believe I have a good idea of how Thor's hammer might work when I find it. So there we go. Sorry, I'm kind of leaving these journals a little bit close together, aren't I? So we just spent ages reading them. Anyway, there you go. The relic, by the way, is in this room. I'm pretty sure it's like... Is it his eye? I think it might be his eye. Can you see like one of his eyes is like glowing vaguely? I think that's the relic. It's his eye. But I can't remember how to get it. I don't know if he needs to be like up in the way that he is at the moment, or whether he needs to be facing down. I genuinely, I cannot remember. Maybe, actually, I think his hammer needs to be in, but shield out or something. I would like to get it for you guys, especially because I know that it increases your maximum health. I think you need to climb on top of the hammer, so you need to, like, undo the cork now that you've opened it for the first place, kind of thing. Also, this is so cool. Look at the physics of this. It's brilliant. Really clever the way they figure this out. Yeah, it looks a little bit clunky, but whatever. It's cool the way they figure this. So anyway, yeah. Well, no, because then he's going to arc his head down like that. I think the Etta is supposed to start pouring out of that mouth, by the way, but like the graphics are bugging out for me somehow. That's definitely the relic in his eye. Definitely. Oh, I think I might know. I think I might know how we do this. To leave this area, all you have to do is jump and grapple onto that and then start climbing up before the water comes up. But then there's also this block here, which you can pull back. Like so. There we go, and it falls like into this little ditch here, stopping you getting it back out kind of thing. Actually, you might be able to get back out, but I'm not sure. I don't think you can. So it goes in there. What's the bet in that to do this, you need to be on top of that pillar while it's there, so that then you can jump on top of that pillar, so that then you can jump on top of the hammer to get at the eye. But the question is, does the hammer need to be closed to his chest, or does the hammer need to be open and his head up, so that you can... I'm going to guess it has to be closed, because then that's just that extra bit of effort you need to put in. Oh god, that guy up there just made me poo myself a little bit. Hey, you alright? Do you want a grenade? There you go. Is that good? Yeah. Lovely. Right. What's the best way to get over onto that then? From there? From, like... This is quite the puzzle, guys. See, this is the thing. This is all for the relic, though, not necessarily anything else. What you want to do, at the very least, is climb up and swing your way over here before the Etta. Ah, shit. Oh man, yeah. You can't. Don't go back into the water flowing out of the mouth. That's not going to be a very good idea. No, not a very good idea at all. Do we have the belt by any chance, or do we have to go grab it again? No, we've got the belt. Okay. Yeah, you can definitely be on top of that. Well, let's think about this feasibly. If his head's up, there's no way you're going to get to it. There's no way. So he has to have his hammer close to him, which is fine. I want to figure this out. I don't know. You guys didn't really like the really short one, so hey, maybe a really long marathon of videos for this week will be good enough. I mean, what are we on? An hour and a half? It's not too bad. A little bit worried. I'm going to have files coming out of my arse later on with all the extra stuff I'm going to be doing for this summary thing. There's also seems to be like a passageway behind that dragon's head. Have you seen that? That's kind of crazy too. There we go. Okay. And obviously the Etta flowing in front of the thing stops you getting the hammer. I think that's really quite well designed as well. That's how hard it is to get the belt. You've got to do all this crap with the Etta. This definitely has to be moved. There's no way that they'd put this here without having to be moved, just to like throw you off on the off chance. That's definitely not it. The thing is though, we can't do anything else here at all at the moment. Oh yeah, there's a secret over here by the way. I just forgot about that. Yeah, look. Just out of nowhere. I got really stuck on the bottom here, so I found it crazy that there'd be a secret in what was to me the most obvious way out. But the actual supposedly most obvious way out is using this grappling hook. Maybe I just don't consider the grappling hooks that much. Lara! I'm holding Y. You're supposed to climb up the bloody rope. For God's sake. Yeah, you. I don't care. Die. That wasn't a good throw. Shit. All right. Well, that's already in there at least. There we go. Okay. Good. Right, okay. Simple. Well, the pace has not been good today, actually. I'm suddenly realising it's not been very good at all. Well, do you know what, guys? Longer is better, surely. Surely longer is better. There we go. Stomp on those two. Let the camera spaz out. The camera's so bad. In case you didn't realise just yet. Right, so now we want to get on top of that. That's our general aim, to get on top of that thing we just moved. So let's come up this way. Otherwise, it's very simple to kind of end the level from here, I guess. You just climb out as best you can. And it's like there's all sorts of different ways you could go about climbing out. But to get to it, well, no, this is still okay, I suppose. Come over here. Also, did you notice in this room that we were climbing around on things that would like... Oh, what is that? What is that? I didn't fall off at all before. You're supposed to do worse in the original play and then better in the second run while you're LPing. What's going on? Yeah, did you notice how in this room, this is the first room... It happened all the time in Legend, but here in Underworld, you very rarely climb around on things that are dropping and breaking, which is some of the most fun bits of platforming to me. I love it when that kind of shit happens in platform games. But obviously, because in Underworld, the idea is like you can return to all locations after you've already been there, it happens way more rarely. Like, it doesn't happen that often at all. But in this room, at the very least, it does, I guess, because they realise there's other ways you can go. There's more thralls. As I say, just try and ignore them while you're in here. Okay. Now over here. Now, I think you're supposed to climb up, but we've closed the hammer here. The relic's right there. See, there's the shield too that we pulled back, but I don't think you're supposed to do anything more with the shield. Do you reckon I can just make a jump onto that, or do you reckon I should swing to it? I'm just going to try and jump at it. Come on, Lara. Can you make it? No, she can't make it. She can't make it. Okay, she can bug out. Go, Lara, go. No. Shit. Oh, God. That stuff never works. Coming up we go. At least the checkpoints are okay. Sometimes they're okay. But like what I was finding earlier when like you had to keep driving the bike back through, the checkpoints are annoying because if you don't realise you're supposed to... Right, now I need to avoid that. The pool's coming up. This is arguably the hardest bit of this room, doing this bit here. Especially if swinging onto the hammer's the thing you're trying to do. Oh, come on. Yeah, it's really weird the way she lands on that. I don't know whether they're just being lazy with like the animation with her dying, or whether the idea is that it actually feels like there's just like a solid floor down there, because even though it looks like really viscous and wet, shall we say, maybe it's genuinely not. But kind of an interesting idea anyway. Right, swing, Lara. Lara. You're facing the wrong way as well, but whatever. She can't jump off backwards. She can, just about. I'm going to start cutting it if I keep failing this jump. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my... I think it worked. Oh, no, Lara. Whoa. Whoa. Can I go in to get the belt? Oh, it does kill you. That's crazy. What? What just happened? Is that the way you're supposed to do that? This game is so goddamn buggy. I mean, okay, we're on. We're actually... That's too easy to reproduce. Oh my god. Whoa, what? By the way, I'm not pressing B or doing anything. She's just literally spazzing all over the place. Okay, so we can get onto that. Can we just turn around and climb onto the hammer immediately? Oh, we can. I think it worked, guys. That is so crazy. I don't know if I did that the right way. But there you go. That's the relic. Increased maximum health. Hells, bells, yells. And we can continue up. This is actually not easy, this thing you got to do here to climb up. The Etta is flowing very fast, and you need to get over onto that. But it's okay. Don't worry about it. Because once you've got your relic... it will save it for you. Look, the game started putting the thralls right in front of me now. So yeah, look. Oh shit. Now that you've got your relic, you're going to find it very difficult to make very easy jumps. Blimey, why does that feel like so much further of a jump now? Okay, let's go over there. Okay. Right, here's how you do this. It's hard though, I'll probably fail it. I'm not even sure if this is the way to do it. You need to start swinging towards that wall over there and climb up as you swing as best you can. But, no, see, I've buggered it. Just go, Lara. Buggered it. You've got to swing over and grab that, and then once you've got that, you're home free. Again, this is a really weird room. I don't know whether I'm supposed to do it this way, whether there's multiple ways of doing it or what. I'm really not Don't let the thralls bugger you up, though. Oh my god, what's going on? Come on, come on, Laura. Come on, come on, come on, Laura. Come on, come on, come on, Laura. Come on, Laura. I'm aware that probably didn't sound very good. Come on, that's lined up. That's... Oh my god. Ah, no, why? Stop it. Stop buggering me up, game. Come on. Come on, no, what was that? Come on, that was so smooth. Why didn't that work? Come on. That was never going to happen, was it? Come on, this looks perfect. Come on, come on, come on. Hold on. Why if I just climb up? Can I not just jump off on that? Oh my god, you can. Okay, wow. How stupid is that? Right, you can just jump off up there. Do you know what? Every time I've ever played this game, the way I've tried to do that is by climbing onto that thing. But I just failed at so many times there. I was like, do you know what? Maybe you're not actually supposed to do this. Because she was like getting close enough to grab it, but she simply wasn't. And it does work. You can do it that way. I've tried it before. I have done it before. But no, apparently you can just... Oh my god. Alright, well, a lot of that will have to be cut out. I was going to leave in an awful lot of the fails from there, but honestly, they're all so bad that it's probably not a very good idea. So anyway, there you go, and you leave the room as you found it. That entire statue was just totally submerged. It's kind of cool, isn't it? There you go, wow. Oh man, I feel so accomplished. I even got the relic on this level. Oh yeah, and the other thing, by the way, you remember this now. We can move, and I believe, yeah, see, you just roll it off the top. There's actually 2 secrets, so that could be why the music was playing so much. Another cool secret, honestly, I'd say. A body of a thrall there. And now we've just got to, the rest of the level is getting back out. Now, this is, again, where I'd say, if this was an older generation Tomb Raider game, from this location, they then, if they were going to make you get all the way out, which they didn't often do, but if they were going to make you go all the way out, it would probably be another level, escaping. And sometimes it would be something really cool. One of my favourite levels from Tomb Raider 4 was like, when you were leaving one of the areas, it was like this great train level, and it was the moment when the game turned from traditional linear levels to a more open world type thing, where levels could be, you could go back to different levels, and it was like this big kind of open world thing. Tomb Raider 4 was really cool, and that train level was where that started. Very, very awesome. I used to love that. Tomb Raider 4, man. Fucking... If I list it, it goes Tomb Raider 2, Tomb Raider 4, Tomb Raider 1, Tomb Raider 3... I know, and then the other ones I never really played. I didn't really ever get into Chronicles. The games were they had their problems after a while. They got too hard after a while because existing fans of the franchise knew all the tricks, because it was a very specific way that they did things, with very specific like blocks and jumps that you do and grabs and stuff, and they literally did every kind of puzzle you could possibly have, and they always refused to do mazes in Tomb Raider games because the original developer at least just thought that wasn't going to be very fun. But for Revelations 4, by the time they got to that, they were like, well look, we've done everything that can challenge the player in this engine by this point, we need to do something new. And at that point they basically decided they're going to start doing mazes and all kinds of stuff. And while 4 was a great game, it had a lot of problems, especially later on. I feel like 4 was maybe a bit too long for its own good, so they started to have their problems. And when it got to around to 5, I didn't get into it. I couldn't get into 5. I really couldn't. I thought it was too hard for its own good and too drawn out, and the story wasn't great. Because 4 kills Lara, she dies at the end of 4, which is kind of cool. And then like Chronicles, the story gets a bit fucked up, and like it's more stories from her life, if I remember rightly, but it does kind of continue a little bit. And then there was Angel of Darkness, which tried to add the RPG stuff, and you could play as a different character. I remember walking home from I remember walking home from school when I was a lot younger, talking to my friend when we were super into it, and we were walking down this really long road that I used to have to walk down, just a straight on road, to get basically from my house at one point where I once lived home from school, and we just spent the entire time talking about Chronicles, not Chronicles, Angel of Darkness, I think, really early stuff that had come out. He used to listen to. He used to read Game Informer, Game Spy, maybe one of the magazines. He used to collect loads of them. Anyway, they'd said that, and I remember they'd announced that there was a second character, and he had like. And bear in mind, I never played this game, so I could be wrong, but there was a second character that had like a frisbee or something, or like a disc that you'd throw as his weapon, and I remember being so excited about the concept of it, but by the time it came out, it didn't happen. I never really played it, and it got really bad reviews and shit anyway. But beyond that point, so all the RPG stuff that they'd added in, and it was kind of half the original engine with the blocks, but then they were half trying to add loads of new stuff, and it was a bit clunky and it wasn't exactly working, which is essentially what eventually led to the reboot of the series, and we had Legend instead of it just a couple of years later. But Legend looked way better, obviously, because it was designed for next-gen consoles, even though it did still come out on PS2, which is kind of cool. And then obviously we had this generation, which ended with this game, by the way. Anyway, this head we got, finally, we can put the head back into the backpack, pull the lever, which reveals that it in fact reopens the door, because don't forget that was a timer, that thing, to get through the door. So it reopens the door, enters everything up, actually allows us to leave. There's a big gap there, don't wait around. I spent ages on my test play waiting around for the floor to come up in that gap, but it just didn't ever happen. You can just make the jump in the bike if you go quick enough. It looks like you shouldn't be able to, but you can. And there you go. And this is where the level ends. Who would have thought it?
Zip, I have everything I need to get Thor's hammer. Do you have better coordinates for me?
Yeah, I enhanced your dad's photos of the map. I'm uploading to your PDA now.
And your other project?
Haven't tracked them down yet. I'm still working on it.
Very good. I'll call when I get to Jammayan Island.
I could have sworn it was supposed to be Jan Mayen Island, but I'm probably wrong. Anyway, look at this. This is a cool level. I remember a lot about this level. Well, I don't know. I remember stuff, but I don't know whether it's this level or the next level that kind of blurs in. Anyway, yeah, let's read it, why not? Thor's hammer is one of the most powerful weapons in human mythology, strong enough even to kill... That's such a weird thing to say. You can't say what one of the most powerful weapons in human mythology is. That's like trying to compare the canons of loads of different fictions together. It's like saying, oh, what's more powerful, a Borg cube or the Death Star and shit like that. You can't do it. One of the most powerful weapons in human mythology. Yeah, on whose basis can you compare that? Anyway, strong enough to even kill the immortal demigod Jormungandr as the world burns in the final battle of Ragnarok. It isn't power I seek, however, but answers. The truth behind the myths that these ancient devices inspired. And we get either snow heavy or snow light. We went with light before, heavy before, didn't we? So shall we go with light? Let's go with light. And weapon. We've seen it all now, haven't we? Spear gun we used on the first level, on the level we just did. Assault rifle we did on the level before that. Tranquilizer I haven't shown on the screen, I suppose we could do that. Wait, assault rifle and submachine. No, we only saw submachine, didn't we? Let's go assault rifle then. There we go. Not that it matters too much. And we'll load in. Anyway, there you go, guys. That was today's... I'll let you watch this cutscene, why not? Since we did last time.
Hey, you know that big expensive ship of Amanda's?
The one on the bottom of the Mediterranean?
Uh-huh, that one. She has a sister, the Tisiphone, anchored off the coast of Thailand. Looks like they're picking through your leftovers.
Excellent work, Zip. Thank you. You've earned some rest. I'll take it from here.
Be careful. When you see Amanda, give her my regards.
Well, maybe it was a bit of a bad idea, actually. Gate of the Dead, showing you that cutscene. That would have been a cool way to open the next episode. Anyway, there you go, guys. That is me done for Tomb Raider this week. I'll be editing this tomorrow. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you next time for the continuation of our adventure in Jan Mayen Island. And, yeah, I guess that's about it. Anyway, so I will see you when I see you. See you next time, everyone.